This sound like a three-peat. This that Rick T. I said this sound like a three-peat. Yeah, now we on your news feed. Yeah, this sound like a three-peat. It's just that Rick T. Best sport pod in the world. This is season 3.
You're tuning in to the Rick T pregame show.
Yo!
Come get your injury report, fantasy advice, and NFL weekly pick'ems. The Rick T pregame show, sponsored by the Rick T platform.
Good morning, Rick T Mafia. How you guys doing? I know you weren't expecting me personally to be the first one on the screen, but as my boy Eric would say, I'm not going to do this show alone. Let's go ahead and bring on some of our guests here, or co-hosts, I should say. Let's start with Dallas. Dallas, come on screen, buddy.
What's going on, big dog?
How you doing, man?
Doing great. How's everybody doing with the Rick T Mafia? Welcome for another beautiful fall weather feeling Sunday.
Yes, sir. It's a good football weather here in Colorado, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. It's nice and chilly. Nice little overcast. I got that Silent Hill weather going on. I love it.
There you go, man. All right, let's check in with my boy in Grand Junction here. Come on up here.
What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday.
How's it going, Jay Money?
Not bad. How are you, man?
Doing good. You know, I'm ready for the game today.
Yeah, man, I hear that. Always ready for game day.
And this is a great question, Sean. Where's Eric? My guy Eric is out there at the golf course hitting some golf balls. How you doing, Eric?
What's good, my boys? What's good? Hey, Tony, you said it was a beautiful day. It's a beautiful football weather. It's not only beautiful football weather, but it's beautiful weather to hit the links. Had to go out here and hit some golf balls, enjoy the Sunday.
Where's your shirt, though?
Oh, my RTP golf shirt.
Yeah, man. We got to plug that real quick. Let me go ahead and pop that up real quick. You ain't got it on. Don't lie to them.
Yeah, I don't have it on today. But go ahead and show the people what it's going to be.
Look at that.
Yeah, we got some new shirts coming out, man. Not only the golf shirt, which is the shirt I should be wearing, the Rick T platform golf, but we got some other sports, some other activity shirts, Rick T platform. Good luck, man. I don't need luck out here. I'm a whole fucking Tiger Woods, man. Come on now. But I appreciate you, Sean, man. Thank you for tuning in.
You said with the game.
Hope everyone's doing well. Oh yeah, he is a Commandees fan. He's a Commies fan.
So you suck at golf. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. You know, we got the fishing shirts, Dallas. I know you probably hyped, Tones. You know, get the fishing shirts, get the whole squad in there. You know, we got the Ring Us Up. That's for them dingers coming in. Avalanche season coming up soon, man. Coming up soon.
Let's go.
Back to back.
Let's go, Avs. Give her the D, bitch. I'm a cowboy. I shouldn't say Cowboys are. I mean, I'll keep that. I'll keep that to myself. Same here. You know, give her the D. You know, it's a pretty clever shirt. I like them, man. Bitch, I'm a Bronco. And this one is one of my personal favorites. The Bookies Bookie, man, with the classic old MILF Hunter hat.
Read the lettering on it though. It literally says the guy she told you not to worry about. My boy Bookie's Bookie, Jason Ziga, man. Shout out to you.
Oh yeah.
I think that's gonna be our hottest selling shirt, to be honest.
Yeah, the Bookie's Bookie, man. I think that that needs to happen ASAP. We'll get some merch flying. Maybe some socks. Jason's ass on it.
Some RTP socks?
Let's get this show started out right though. Tony, full screen me. Let's see how the show is gonna go.
You got it.
Get a little stretch in.
What is that stretch, boy?
No, my hips kind of hurt, bro. My hips kind of hurt. Give me a second.
Them dad hips?
This will be over 25 minutes. My hips already hurt.
It's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a great show, baby.
All right.
Let's get it going.
Young Tiger Woods.
Who knew Eric would have to limp home from the show today?
Who knew? Hey, Tones, I'm excited for this matchup today. If you don't know,
yeah,
Raiders
it looks like Sean's excited for the Dallas matchup.
Going down. I got
There's a lot of big matchups going on. You got Raiders, Broncos, Colts, Titans, Commanders, Cowboys. We got some pretty good rivalry division games going on this week, actually.
Who do the Colts play today?
It's gonna be a blast.
We got the Titans. You know, Jonathan Taylor loves to play against Derrick Henry. He always runs hard. If you got Jonathan Taylor in your fantasy lineup, feel confident about at least 100 yards and a touchdown today, 25 carries. He likes to compete with Derrick Henry.
Pop that graphic
Let's go.
one more time. Let's talk about it since we're on it. Game of the week for each of us, real quick, and just talk about the lines. I love Jacksonville plus 6.5 and the over. I love
against
it.
the Eagles.
I love it. Yeah, game of the week.
Hell no.
I can't rock with you on that one, man. I can't rock with you on that one.
No.
All right.
I can't rock with you on that one. I think game of the week for me is this Cardinals plus 1.5 over Carolina. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is dealing with injuries all year so far. I mean, Baker hasn't really proved too much. Who have the Panthers really beat? I mean, Cardinals came back to beat the Raiders. It was a 20-point deficit, and they sneaked one off against the Chiefs last time. So you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that this is the setup game. I think plus 1.5 is the move to make there.
Let's pull that comment back up for us so Eric can actually see that. That was disrespectful.
What do you say? If we win, we blast, or if we win, I'm blasting we them boys. Okay.
Sean coming out with that fire.
Sounds really confident for somebody that's not gonna win.
Tony, let's get into your game of the week.
My game of the week? Oh, it's got to be my Broncos and Raiders.
Okay.
So that's going to be a solid game. It always is a good game, whether one team's good and one team's bad over the years. It's always somewhat close. And when it comes down to this game, I think it's going to come down to Devontae Adams being your guys' key on offense and our defense stepping up and making sure that doesn't happen. I think that's where the battle is going to be.
All right. So are you going the plus 2.5 or the over?
I wish I could take money line here, but I'd probably go the plus 2.5.
No money line.
All right, Dallas. Who do you got here? Who's Dallas's game of the week?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. My game of the week is going to be that Baltimore Ravens Buffalo Bills game. I'm taking the over on that 51 points. I think both of these offenses are explosive, and it's going to be a shootout. Maybe not quite like we saw with Kansas City and the Rams a couple years back, but it's definitely going to be a shootout. You're going to watch Lamar do his damn thing. Josh Allen has been frustrated these last couple of weeks, and he's going to come and take it out on this Baltimore Ravens defense. I think this is going to be the game to watch if you're looking at one to circle.
I love that. I like that. And as you guys know, we always put out pick'ems, and we pick the Thursday night game, Sunday night game, Monday night game. Man,
you better wipe that smile off your face.
There we go. There they are. Everybody was on Miami. Your boy took Spency, man. Feels good. Feels good.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you though. Me and Tony picked almost the exact perfect score.
Yeah.
Just the wrong team.
True that. True that. Yeah, it was.
I think what was it? 24-17.
Yeah, I think it was 24-17.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
so
go ahead and show the after, Justin. I'll give you your moment. Go ahead and show the after.
Bang.
There it is.
1-3, baby. 1-3.
We're all riding Kansas City and we're all riding the Rams. So either Justin's gonna win 1-3 or we all are gonna. Justin's gonna win regardless. I was like, Justin already won.
Yeah.
Think about it.
If they hit, yeah.
Even if
Good
you
tie.
lose, even if they don't
Good
hit,
tie.
we go 0-3 and you go 1-3.
Sean is just
Or
hyping
back
up.
today.
if one hits
So
and one
so
misses.
is Michael Gallup's back as well. So
See, what I think is kind of cool about the Commanders game today is that they're using the new black uniforms today. So we've seen we've already seen the Saints this morning using their alternate helmets. You're seeing that the Commanders are going to be using their black uniforms. So we saw the white Tigers from the Bengals on Thursday. So we're kind of starting to finally see those really nice uniforms that we've heard a lot about in the offseason.
And I actually have that graphic if you guys want to pull that up. I think it's towards the end. But yeah, the alternate uniforms, the throwback uniforms. I know the Giants they have their throwback theme in their stadium and throwback uniforms going on today as
The
well.
throwback game for the Giants.
Yeah, we'll see some fire uniforms. You know, Patriots coming up, Dallas coming up, the Eagles, Jets. Can't wait to see those red Texans. I can't wait to see the orange Bears. Like we already seen the white Tiger ones, like you said. Like we're getting some good stuff. It's kind of like
look at those Cowboys Colts helmets.
I would have loved to see the Bills red helmets that Josh kind of played around with at training camp and kind of teased everybody with. I don't think we're gonna see them because
the old school red helmets. I like those ones.
So fire. Those look so good.
You know what that's called, Eric? That's called a Segway.
There you go.
Rolled off.
Segue.
Go ahead, Justin.
I said he rolled off the court.
Yes, sir. But hey, I think what we're going to get into next is we're going to talk about the last week's offensive and defensive players of the week, and then let's go ahead and make our predictions for this week.
Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. So go ahead and pull that offensive player of the week up. We got my boy Trevor Lawrence, aka Sunshine. Sunshine. He went 28 completions for 39 attempts with 262 yards. His longest pass was 35 with a QB rating of 115.5 and a TD to interception ratio of 3-0. Boy was cooking.
Yeah, I mean, and they're going up against the Eagles today. Can they get it done? That was Eric's pick of the week, man. I don't know. I don't think they can get it done. I think the Eagles blow them out by a mile, if I'm being real.
I don't.
Why is everyone so high on the Eagles, bro? Who has
Jalen Hurts, man? Jalen Hurts is playing on his shit.
And AJ Brown and Devontae Smith finally got
Sooner, Serge. Homer Sooner.
We'll see. Jags plus 3.5.
Plus 3.5 now? I thought it was 6.5.
Is it? Oh, is it 6.5?
It's 6.5.
Jags plus 6.5. You know what? Make it better. Plus 9.5.
Is anybody else on the Jags, or are we all on the Eagles here?
The Eagles over here.
Eagles. Who's Serge got?
Serge, you got Eagles? He said Eagles.
Yeah, there we go. I bet you the bookies got the Eagles too.
That's just that Dallas fan in you, bro.
Fly, Eagles, fly into the defensive player of the week. Who do we got here? The one and only Trey Hendrickson. Game 3 against the New York Jets coming up, or that they just had 2 solo tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 or 22.5 yards combined for a loss, and 2 forced fumbles. Man, Trey Hendrickson doing the damn thing against the Dolphins.
Yeah, that dude was crazy. That dude is crazy. He doesn't even wear gloves or nothing. He's like one of those old school players that like has eye paint, some Under Armour, like some old Under Armour on and no gloves, like high socks. Like, yeah, he's scary. He's scary. You don't know nothing about him.
Speaking of all of that, all the defensive leaders, sack leaders, tackle leaders, even offensive passing leaders and stuff like that, we're going to get right into that. But first, let's make our prediction for offensive player of the week real quick. And let's start with Dallas. What you got for me?
Man, my offensive player of the week should not be a surprise to anybody. Jonathan Taylor this week. It's not going to only be the FedEx Ground Player of the Week, but he's going to be the Offensive Player of the Week. Like I told you guys already, he's going for 25-plus carries, a minimum of 100 yards, and a minimum of 1 touchdown. There's something about playing against Derrick Henry that inspires that man, and I can't wait to see it.
My pronouns are he, not him, because I'll never be him.
I love that video.
That was not what I was expecting when I played it. I thought it was like a he is him gif, not like that. So Dallas, I didn't mean to do you like that. I agree. I think Jonathan Taylor is gonna go.
I see the
off,
shade.
but...
I see the shade. Let's not talk about Just Win Baby's fantasy football record. I mean, we want to talk about not being him. Let's go look at Just Win Baby's fantasy record.
Hey, bro, I thought it was like a hype video, not that.
All right. Eric, what you got for me, bro?
So my player of the week may be shocking to some people, actually. It took me a second to think about this one, but we were talking about it last night. Me, Serge, and Jay Money, or Jason Zegan, the bookie's bookie. We were talking about it, and we were talking about who's due for one, who's due for a win, who's due for a week. I got to go with my guy Derek Carr, bro. It is hard to go 0-4. It takes effort to go 0-4, and they're going to get the dub behind Derek Carr. So I'm going Derek Carr, bro. I think he's going to mob the Broncos. The Broncos are already mid or sketchy, I guess you can say. So I'm going to go Derek Carr. A lot of people will say Devontae Adams, but Devontae Adams can't do it without Derek Carr. So I'm riding behind my guy D. Carr. Let's go Raiders.
Let's go.
My pronouns are he, not him, because I'll never be him.
Bro, why in God's name was that child throwing it back so hard in the
Chill,
middle
bro.
of the
You can't
street?
say shit like that.
Like, I'm confused. Like, who recorded that child in the middle of the street? Like, who taught their child that? Like, that isn't something a kid comes out of the womb just knowing how to do.
Let's get into this one. What's y'all's opinion on Tua's injury? I think that somebody didn't follow damn protocol. That's what I think. I think somebody's losing their job on Monday, particularly maybe in this afternoon. And nobody even gave a name of the doctor that evaluated Tua. I don't even know if they even did the old school eye check thing or nothing.
Unaffiliated,
man,
is what they said.
Matter of fact, Jay Money, they actually already fired the unaffiliated doctor that let him back in the game. They fired him yesterday.
So he was unaffiliated, so that way they can rehire him on Monday.
Well, no, so like the way they do the concussion protocol,
the NFL.
Yeah, it's got to be an unaffiliated person. He can't be a part of either team's like doctor. You know what I'm saying? So he can't be a Dolphins doctor or a Bills doctor. So like
NFL,
it's just an NFL hired, unaffiliated, unbiased, just like a referee. You know what I'm saying? So they already fired that doctor. Personally, I think Tua's injury was probably the worst case scenario of what could happen. I mean, we all saw on Sunday what happened to him with the Bills. I mean, and literally 4 days later, not even a full week later, he gets knocked out cold like that. Prayers up for Tua. Things are looking good for Tua. But you already know with how bad things looked on Sunday already, with how things ended up occurring on Thursday night, you're expecting Tua to miss a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, dude looked bad. That was scary. So let's move into it, man. Tones, who do you got as your offensive player of the week?
I'm going Cooper Kupp. He didn't really have a great week last week. Matt Stafford's gotten a lot of backlash for not trying to get other people involved, but we see what happens when he doesn't get other people involved. They don't play they don't play too well. Get your star guy, the Triple Crown winner involved, and you're going to win some football games. So my bet's Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp's not a bad suggestion for it. Offensive player of the week. I mean, especially in a primetime game, that seems to be whenever he starts to show out. Eric, what kind of swing is that distracting me from all this news? Someone's roasting your ass.
You said that. Oh my gosh. I can't.
Said you swing like a girl.
That's funny.
Let's see it. Let's see it real quick for the one time.
And this is a 6-iron, just for you guys. Just wondering.
Man, don't nobody care, Charles Barkley, what you swinging?
Your shoes untied.
God dang, bro. That is. Did y'all ever play those old Tiger Woods PGA Tour video games like back in 2004? He got that old, like there was an old white man named Pops in the game. He was one of the characters you could play as. He got that old pop swing for real. His hips look all, I mean, bruh. You need to stretch more.
Eric got
before
the
you
pops,
judge, get out here.
He said,
Bro,
hey,
Michael
Eric got
Jordan
the
is a
Bob
playable
string.
character in 2K23 PGA. Michael Jordan's a playable
Okay.
character.
Hey, Serge,
Good
send one over that mountain over there.
They want to see what Serge got.
Hey, just so everybody knows, breaking news for everybody that's watching us and not watching the game in the background. Vikings did just score. Game is 25-22 now, coming towards the end of that fourth quarter.
Yep. And if you have Justin Jefferson on your team, you're happy with that one.
Okay.
Yes.
I had a live bet for Justin Jefferson anytime score plus 120, and it just hit. So I'm happy myself.
I got him in a couple of parlays. So
Speaking of bets that we put in today, we want to talk about the prop bets that we all put together this week.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I have the graphic on here.
Where are we
Do I have the
starting?
graphic?
I'll start with a bet that I have for today.
Go ahead, man. Lay her down.
All right. So, Justin, you're not going to like this one, but I do have a $50 bet. It's a 4-leg parlay, and it pays out $437.
Okay.
And so,
Jeez.
the first one is Vikings money line. So I've been sweating this game all morning.
You said it was a 4-leg?
Yep, 4-leg.
He said, I want to wake up and put stress on my body at 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
But like 4-leg for 400, like how much did you put on it? 75?
50.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're tripping.
I bet $5. I'll bet 25 on one of those boosts, on one of them profit
Let's hear
boosts.
it. Let's hear it.
So the only one that scares me is the Broncos money line. I do have the Broncos money line in this one, but it's a free bet. It's a free $50 bet because I invited Bush Latte to download FanDuel. So I got a free. We are not sponsored by FanDuel if anybody's watching, but it's a free bet.
We do fuck with them,
Not
though.
yet.
FanDuel's
We ain't
cool.
sponsored by FanDuel
FanDuel
yet.
sponsor us, but we're not sponsored yet.
We do fuck with them, though.
The amount of times we've just said FanDuel, they should automatically give us a sponsorship. That's all.
100%. But I got Buffalo
Oh,
Bills money
God.
line and Los Angeles Chargers minus 5.5.
Damn, y'all see Eric almost throw his rotator cuff out of this nation just a second ago? Jesus Christ, bro.
That's not what happened, bro.
So
Move on.
What was your
let's
last
get back
leg?
on track here. I'm sorry. My last leg was Chargers minus 5.5.
Okay, I like that.
Yep. So let's get back on track here. Justin, do you have any bets to share for this before we get into our defensive player of the week?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out my same game parlay for the Raiders game today. I got Raiders winning, Darren Waller to score, Josh Jacobs plus 60 yards, Derek Carr over 250, and Devontae Adams to score. $7 for 121.
Good money. Don't like the bet.
And then I don't know if you guys want to go on a flyer. I got one $2.25 for $10,000. New Orleans Saints plus 3.5. So I'm hoping that hits right here. I got Chargers minus 5.5, Giants to win, Detroit to win, Eagles to cover, Browns to cover, Colts to win, Commanders plus 3, Bills minus 3. Arizona minus 1.5, Vegas minus 2.5, New England Patriots minus 9.5. I know you like that one, Serge. Kansas City Chiefs plus 1, Los Angeles Rams plus 1.5, $2 for 10,664 burger.
Sheesh.
I hope Commanders are the ones that ruin it for you. And Serge says, you're really going to take New England with Brian Hoyer?
Yeah, I'm gonna take New England to cover plus 9.5 over the Packers.
Okay, plus 9.5 is not bad.
Yeah. Dallas, you got anything?
Yeah, actually, today I went with Chiefs on Sunday Night Football money line. I went Cardinals money line, and then I believe I went with the Eagles money line, and then I also went with the underdog Seattle Seahawks with the injuries to DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark. That Lions offense is going to be a little bit struggling this week, so I went with them, and then I also threw in there Jonathan Taylor to score a touchdown anytime because you already know how I'm feeling about JT today. That one there was $15, turns into 375 big ones for you.
Like it.
And then for me,
You boys got anything out there on the green?
I know I had the RTP sponsored one. I don't actually have it on me. So if one of you guys could go to like our text message thread and
I
pull it
got
up
you.
and see
Actually,
what
I just had it pulled up for you, Eric. So
but
Eric's
today's
RTP lock was Deontay Johnson anytime touchdown, Nick Chubb 90+ yards, Carolina Panthers plus 1.5, and Jags versus Philadelphia over 45.5. That's a plus 15, 14, $15 turns into $227.15.
Mav up,
that's
baby.
money, baby.
Mav up.
That's money. Mav up, baby. Mav up. All we do
Mav's
at
got
CMU
money.
is
Get money and drink.
it's a good one.
All right, so let's try to get back on track here. We did kind of split off from our defensive player of the week. So let's start out with the same rotation again. Dallas, defensive player of the week.
Defensive player of the week for me is going to be Detroit Lions, Adam Hutchinson, that rookie. He kind of started getting his first big plays over these last few weeks, and he's starting to get his feet under him. And if you watched Hard Knocks, he's an exciting young man to watch. Like I said just a moment ago, that Lions offense is going to be depleted, so they're going to need to lean heavily on their defense. And I think Hutchinson is going to be able to tear right through that Seattle Seahawks offensive line and get to Geno Smith's low stuff.
I like it. I like it. Justin?
My defensive player of the week is going to have a day to stop a guy like Najee Harris. I'm going CJ Mosley, man. I also got him in a couple fantasy leagues, middle linebacker for the New York Jets. He's the solid core of that defense. So, yeah, man, I expect him to carry them to a win, and I think that he'll rack up some points for me in my fantasy league, man. I think that he's going to get at least 15 tackles or at least, you know what I mean, because Steelers are going to be running that rock.
I like it. I like it. Eric, I'm going to take mine real quick, and then you can get back to your golfing. Mine's very biased. It's going to be Patrick Surtain. This is the biggest wide receiver he's ever gone up against. I think he's going to have to put on a show and prove himself that he belongs to be in the top names of cornerbacks in the league. So Patrick Surtain is going to be my bet there. I hope he comes up with at least one interception today. Eric?
I'm going to go with the mass DB, Trayvon Diggs, man. I think this is his week. He finally got his first pick of the season last week. And we're playing Carson Wentz, and we know he's going to at least throw one duck to him. So, Trayvon Diggs, I'm going to go at least one pick, maybe possibly a pick six. But that's what's going to happen, man. A lot of people are going to say, Micah, what about DeMarcus Lawrence? What about these guys? They're going to put the pressure on Carson. Carson's going to throw ducks, and then Trayvon Diggs to the house, defensive MVP this week.
So, you would say that he's going to take command?
No. I don't say he's going to take command. He'll never. That's some commandy shit to say. That's some commie. That's some commie stuff.
So he won't take command. Hey, right. Breaking news, 25-25 is the score out there in London. 25-25, 1 minute and 51 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Down there in London.
We don't have the buzzer, but thank you for joining in.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I think we should rapid fire these leaders, huh? You want to rapid fire these guys?
Let's do it.
All right, Justin, let's start out with the passing leader, Mr. Josh Allen. Josh Allen has 1,014 yards right now. He is currently leading the NFL in passing. No surprise there. And then as far as rushing leader goes, Dallas already mentioned it in the show earlier. We got Nick Chubb here. Receiving leader tends to kind of make sense because of the passing leader. We got Stephon Diggs with 344 yards. And I'm sorry, can you pull Nick Chubb up real quick again for me real quick? Nick Chubb has 341 yards rushing. Not bad through 4 weeks of football. Then the kicking leader, Daniel Carlson. As a Broncos fan, as a Broncos fan, I'm not too happy about that, but he does have 8 kicks made already, which means that the Raiders are getting in field goal range quite a bit. Our tackle leader, Roquan Smith, a guy that was almost a Denver Bronco this past offseason. Yes, that is a biased report, but this dude has 36 tackles through week 4. Our sack leader, Mr. Dallas Cowboy himself, Micah Parsons. He has 4.5 sacks through week 4. That dude's a menace. Our interception leader, Marcus Williams. He has 3 interceptions already through week 4. Dude's on pace to put up 17 interceptions so far this year.
So pause right there. Do you guys remember and know who Marcus Williams is? You remember the Minnesota Miracle?
The one that he was on the
last. He was the one that just went face down into the ground and missed the tackle.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Now
they
Why you
he's
gotta do that
shit
man like
up.
that? Why you gotta do
now
that man
he's
like
leading
that?
picks. I'm just saying, now he's leading picks. It's impressive. When I was like, who is this? I looked it up. I was like, oh, all it showed us pictures of him like just down, bro. I was just like, oh, I remember.
Like, what if somebody was like, yeah, you remember Eric, that motherfucker with the ugly swing from the Rick T podcast that one day?
Oof.
I would expect it. I'd be like, I would try to change
Thanks
it.
for
But if
tuning
I had-
in.
if I was in the PGA Tour when they said that, I'd be like, I proved it wrong. But now
You
he's
got-
leading
okay,
the
all
picks.
right,
I'm
all
just
right.
saying, do you guys know who this is?
Yeah,
Okay.
true that.
Okay. Well,
Saying.
that was a great place to pause, Eric, because that's all the leaders that we have in the NFL right now. So it might make a shift. We'll have updates for you guys next week. But selfishly, let's move into Coach Tony, yeah? And then we'll hit a commercial.
Coach Tony.
Yes, sir.
Coach.
You gonna play the video?
Time.
You gonna play the video?
Yeah.
To be honest,
No.
let me. I got a
don't think
truth
it's on
to
it.
tell. I got a truth to tell.
What happened?
That were, I made a new video, but I deleted the old video, and then I never uploaded the new video.
Gotcha. No. All right, we're going to get right into it. First on the hot seat today is going to be Dan Campbell. This dude pulled a Nathaniel Hackett by going for a 56-yard field goal on 4th and 4 and lost the game. Let me be clear. I am a fan of Campbell, but he might not be the answer for Detroit. However, there might not be an answer for Detroit, so Campbell might be your best pick. Second on the hot seat is Mike Tomlin. It is time to start the rookie. I have said multiple times that Mitch Trubisky is the best backup in the league, so let him play that role. Put Pickett in and think about building the rookie's confidence up for long-term success. And on another note, we will be taking recommendations for Coach Tony starting next week. So if you think your coach needs to be put on the hot seat, definitely let us know. That was Coach Tony.
And last week you had old Hackett on there, and this week you guys played the Raiders.
So let me
Mhm.
ask you, Tony, did your coaches from last week get off the hot seat?
Yes, we got a dub against the 49ers, so he's definitely off the hot seat. And then McCarthy came out and won against who'd you guys play?
Giants, the 3-0
Yeah.
Giants.
The 3-0 Giants with Cooper Rush, or Cooper Cush, as everybody's calling him,
Cooper
at quarterback.
Kush,
So
baby.
both of those coaches definitely listen to Coach Tony.
Yes, sir. Coach Tony.
Coach Time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and get into our one and only commercial break, and then we'll come back, talk a few more things, and then we'll wrap it up.
Sounds like a plan.
See, this is Rick T. Also, Rick T. Okay. Couple hundred.
I've been on. Tell me who gon' take me off. Take me off. I've been on. Tell me who gon' take me off. Take me off. Holding high, wearing wood. Keep it true, that's what's good. Kiss my mama, show that love. Pop them bottles in that club. I heard your crew was talking lips. Guess what I did? Smack that trick. Guess what I did? Go everything. Go less things. Go less chains. Go less strings. You can see me stuck when you turn on the screen. You can see me stuck when you turn on the screen. I'm bigger than life. My name in the lights. I'm the capital B. I don't need no height. The capital B mean I'm about that life. The capital B mean I'm about that life, bitch.
It's a Rick T. You heard? Oh, hell no.
All right.
And we're back
Serge, send one.
with the Rick
Send
T
one, Serge.
platform, the Rick T podcast, the Rick T pregame show
It's a
today,
Rick
October
T.
2nd. And that
It's
was
a Rick T.
Serge, swing us back in from commercial.
Boom.
All right. Bring the boys back on.
Okay.
Bring the boys
Cut
back
the
on.
cameras. Cut the cameras. All right, so we don't really have too much left for you guys, but one majorly important thing that we need to get to. All of you fantasy owners, lock in. Dallas, talk to us. Stardoms and sit-ems. Let's go.
All right, y'all. So we got to lock in on those fantasy football lineups. I know some people out there might be struggling. I know my boy Just Win, baby, he 0-3. And if you started out 0-3, you can still dig yourself out of that hole. The point is just to not give up on your team and to make the right decisions. I know multiple people have those people out there on their benches that have been going off, and you said to yourself, that guy's become a must starter. So we're going to talk about those people that you have to start in your lineup and people that I would avoid because they have too many red flags this week. Starting with Thank you for that jamming ass intro, Justin. So we're going to start off with my stardoms of the week. Now, I do got to put up a nice little disclaimer about my stardoms. I originally was going to talk about Jared Goff as being a must-start quarterback this week. However, he has lost Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, and DJ Chark this week. So I do think Jared Goff is still going to be a nice, safe start if you're in a pinch with quarterback, if you're one of those people that lost Trey Lance or Dak Prescott. You can still start Jared Goff with confidence. However, he doesn't have as much high potential as he would if he had all of his starters and all of his weapons with him. Starting running back that I'm going to be talking about this week, we're going to be, can you pop the back up for me? We're going to be talking about Dameon Pierce over in Houston. Dameon Pierce has been actually, I mean, outside of that very first week of the season, Dameon Pierce has really been taken off for the Houston Texans, and he's really earned that starting spot. He's getting enough volume that he can overcome even a bad matchup. So I'm definitely going to be plugging in Dameon Pierce into my lineup this week. Now, we're going to be moving on to a couple of sit-ems that I have this week here for you. That first sit-em is going to be Devontae Parker. He did go off last week. He scored 20.6 fantasy PPR points, which would make you really want to start him. However, their defense has been the Ravens have been one of the worst defenses against wideouts. And Jacoby Myers was inactive. He's also going to be inactive this week. And even if Devontae Parker remains the top option, he'll be catching passes from Brian Hoyer this week. And he's going to be facing a far more formidable defense in the Packers at Lambeau Field. So I'm going to be staying away from Devontae Parker. And I'm also going to be sitting Clyde Edwards-Helaire this week. He had a great start to the season, scoring 14 fantasy points in each of his first 3 games in PPR standpoint. It makes it tough to sit him, but I'd be really aware about that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Their defense has allowed the fewest points to running backs in the league this year. And they held Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon to a combined 11.5 PPR points last week. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not very a safe choice for you this week. So I'm definitely going to stay away from him today as well. So that's going to be it for my starters and sit-ems. Next week, we're going to be talking about a couple potential trades that you might want to go out and make, especially if you found yourself in one of those holes and you need to make moves. So thank y'all for tuning in to the fantasy advice over here on the Rick T platform.
Yes, sir. Gotta love it. Good stuff, Dallas.
Thank you.
There is not much else to go over. I do kind of want to recap some of these game lines for some of our sports bettors that might watch this podcast. So let's go ahead and go ahead, pull it up. Sorry, Justin. Sorry. But if any of these look appealing to you guys, go ahead, take a screenshot, do what you got to do. You already heard our advice. Some of us picked the Broncos and Raiders game. Some of us picked the Bills and Baltimore game. We had a couple other good picks. Eric, what was your pick again on that?
Jags, Eagles, Jags plus 6.5.
All right, so don't take that advice.
Come on, bro. Listen, I'm telling you. All right, let me go with a little easier bet. If you're scared to take that one, pull that back up, please.
Gotcha.
If you're scared to take that one, please take Lions minus 4.5. Lions can do it without Swift. They can do it without Amon-Ra St. Brown. Seattle is booty cheeks, minus 4.5, and maybe the under.
Nice. All right, that's a little bit. I'm a little bit more comfortable with that one, but Swift being out does scare me. So
dude,
I feel the opposite. I'm saying take the chance, take the underdog with Seattle Seahawks. The Detroit Lions aren't going to be as potent today. I'm personally putting. I put the Seahawks in my bet this morning, so I'm taking the underdog with the Seattle Seahawks.
The spiritual leader of the Lions, both of the spiritual leaders are still there. Dan Campbell and Jamal Williams. Those are the real leaders of that team. And they're both playing, or one's coaching, one's playing. You know, I still think they got a chance.
W take. I think that was for you, E.
Look at his name. He loves Lockett. He loves. Who is this?
I don't understand Americans. You have UFC. Why watching guy with ball run over line?
Well, because we watched the UFC last night. That was actually a really badass fight with Mackenzie Dern. We watched the UFC last night, but there ain't no UFC on this morning. One championship is on Thursday. I mean, trust me, we be watching fights. But it's Sunday morning.
Yeah.
What fights are you watching today, sir?
Yeah, man. You should tune in to Cookouts and Fistfights, a show we run every, other Saturday. Sometimes we'd be skipping out if we're busy and stuff. But Cookouts Fistfights usually live right here on the Rick T platform. So go ahead and rewatch some of those or tune in, man. We're in Germany. Germany, I like rugby.
Isn't Germany getting an NFL game this year?
Yeah, they have a game this year. I was just about to say they have a game in a couple weeks in Germany.
Germany fuck with the NFL too, man.
Come on, man.
I'm just going to say shout out to you for tuning into us out in Germany.
Yeah,
Thank
we love this kind of conversation.
Thank you.
And by the way,
I was shocked for a second. I didn't know what was going on, so I really.
What's your favorite sport to tune into out in Germany? Favorite team, favorite sport? Let us know.
And just to answer his question, I love UFC. It's probably my second favorite sport. Shout out from Berlin. Hey, I actually have a cousin that's over there in Berlin due to military, but shout out to you guys, man. Yeah, it's dope. We're definitely trying to get American football out there, other countries. But let us teach you. I love UFC, but if you're not too sure on football, watch the show. Tune in every Sunday and understand why us Americans, as you would say, love some football. Boy, run over line.
He's saying football.
Hey, real quick,
football.
Saints kicker just whiffed the game tying field goal to go into overtime. Vikings win 28-25.
Wow. Hey, they covered though. Wasn't it 3.5?
It was 3.5. They covered.
That's a dub.
We might have a caller. We might have a caller. I'm gonna mute myself. We might have a caller here for though.
Okay. Let us know. Hey, that game was a snooze fest this morning. I won't lie to you, boys.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I turned it on and slept until halftime. So
it was boring, bro. It was really boring.
It was hella interesting after halftime.
Yeah.
One thing
it picked back up.
So the spread was 2.5, I guess, is what Serge was saying.
No, it was 3.
Justin saying it was 3. Was it? Oh, on Pick'ems. Okay, Serge was talking Pick'ems. It was 2.5. Damn. So you lost that one. Dub for me.
That's nice.
Anyway, one thing I like about out of country games is every jersey you'll see at the game. Like I seen a Bears jersey this morning. I seen somebody in a Cowboys jersey. Like it was kind of wild.
All right, boys.
Yeah,
we have Dalton Bush Latte on the line. Bush, how you doing today?
Dang.
Dude, I'm ecstatic. I don't know if you guys saw the end of that Vikings game, but woo!
Yes, sir. That was the first leg of our parlay to hit, huh?
Oh yeah. You got to ride with Tony if he's calling out bets, guys. I'm telling you, first time sports betting this week, and it's looking good for me.
Yes, sir. You rode the Oregon game last night with me, and then looks like we're about to make some money today on that parlay. So
don't say rode it with me. You rode it with me. He rode it with you.
Okay, all right. So Eric wants me to clarify something. I rode with Eric. You rode with me. So.
All right.
But hey, I appreciate you giving us a call and letting us know what's up, and I'll call you later. All right.
Hey, good luck, Bush. Good luck, man.
Shout out Bush. Go to Bears. Go to Bears.
All right. That was
and
it.
honestly, I'm sorry, Bush, but I got the Bears taking the L today versus Giants.
Me too.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
Herbie's
but
back.
Anybody have anything else?
Man, let's do some justice here. Let's go through and pick one more game that we haven't talked about, that nobody's touched yet. Dallas, go ahead and kick us off.
I'm looking at that Cleveland Atlanta Falcons games. I feel like that's going to be low key a fire game today. That's going to be one of those games on Red Zone that's going to be having you watch it down with your nail biters going on, because Jacoby Brissett and that Cleveland Browns offense has really played a lot better than you expected them to play without Deshaun Watson. They still play one of the worst rushing defenses in the league this week, especially without Myles Garrett. Prayers up for Myles Garrett after that accident this week. But I think that Nick Chubb is going to have a great game. I think that the Atlanta Falcons offense, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Marcus Mariota are going to have a great game. I think that's low-key going to be a fire game. I will take the under on that game, though. I don't think it's going to be like a lot of fireworks per se in that game. However, I do think that Cleveland is going to come out on top in that Cleveland-Atlanta matchup, and I'm taking the under.
Okay, I like it. So Dallas has the under 47.5 in the Falcons versus the Browns. I like it. Two teams that have been struggling to score all year. Tones, let's move into you, man. What's a game that you're looking at that you want to talk about?
So we have a request here in chat. What are we saying about the Niners game? Asset, I don't know if you were working, or if you missed just the first part of the show because it's kind of early, completely understand either way. But my pick earlier for offensive player of the week is Cooper Kupp, and that's because they're gonna get him involved this week, and he's gonna have a great game. And if Cooper Kupp has a great game, it's gonna be really hard for the other team to win. Hey, no sweat, no worries at all.
You're gonna get loose.
Boykin said it best. Niners are losing.
Okay, so Tones, you got the Rams plus 1.5 there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Eric, kicking it over to the golf course, man. What's a game that you want to talk about that nobody's talked about yet?
You know, I'm going to kind of go opposite, too. Let's talk about a snooze fest. Let's talk about a game that nobody's going to watch, and I do not blame them. Of course, we want Deontay Johnson to score, but let's talk about the Jets at Pittsburgh. That is going to suck. We all know Mr. Trubisky is not the guy. We all want to see Kenny Pickett, which we probably won't. We might get to see Zach Wilson today. I'm not too sure on that. I might.
Yeah, he is starting. I talked to the Butt Fumblers this morning. He said he is starting.
Okay, so that might be a little bit more exciting now that I think about it. But, dude, game overall, the Jets versus the Steelers. The Steelers on a downfall. The Jets are on an uprising from basically nothing. Snooze fest. Take the Jets. Was it +3? +3? Yep. Take the Jets. Jets +3.
All right, man. So I don't disagree with that. Getting into mine, I just think that the New York Giants are kind of flowing. They're in their flow state. They got a good defense. They've been hanging in there with some good teams. Started off the season hot with a win over the Tennessee Titans. Justin Fields, man, he has the lowest statistic for over his passing yards on FanDuel history. So he's the lowest player ever, or he has the lowest player passing yards ever in the history. It's like 148.5 right now for him to go over on passing. So they don't think that he's going to be able to get a lot done. And that Chicago offense really hasn't proved anything. So give me the G-men here, man. -3.5 and the under. I think that the under might hit in this. Under 39 wouldn't be hard to hit if it's a 10-3 game. So give me the G-men here. And yeah, man, that's been a good Sunday. We got a lot of good games coming up. Let us know in chat.
We need the weather. Hold up. The only one I'm kind of confused about is what's the weather in New York? Do you know? Is it rainy? Is it what's going on up there?
I don't know.
No idea.
I'll take that as a weather game, honestly. Depending on how the weather is, I might take the Bears. I think the Bears are better at playing in doo-doo weather.
It is 58 degrees and raining in New York.
It's raining.
I got the Bears.
And it's some fall games. I mean, Bears did show out last time in the rain. But
speaking of which, actually, FanDuel has a bet right now for that Bears game with Herbert putting up 80 yards and a touchdown.
Khalil?
Yep.
No,
Serge, how do you feel about that? Hold on, Serge. Serge, you got Khalil Herbert in fantasy. How do you feel about that?
I like that. Montgomery down. I think Herbert has a big game today.
Oh.
No, I was talking to Serge. Serge has Khalil Herbert on his fantasy team, and that was a sneak of the week. I would say in a fantasy pickup, Khalil Herbert, sneak of the week.
Okay.
Bears.
I like it.
Bears.
Anybody got anything else for us today?
I think that's it. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to you guys getting up early and getting the damn thing done.
Hey, next week will be a hell of a show. Just trust it. Week 5 next week? Week 5. Portion of the way, 1/4 of the way through the season. Next week is going to be a banger show, so definitely tune in. Shout it out.
And shout out Sean, man. Sean said, forgot to tell y'all I got my own house, boys. Sean got his own house. Cheers, man. Congrats. Congrats, man.
Good stuff.
Niners are losing. Give me Commanders by a tutty, Sean said. And the Bears, man.
The Bears.
So let's go, man. It's
All right,
already starting off hot. Happy Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Be well. Send us off, E.
It's got to be my best.
We got some football to go watch, so I'm going to need you to speed it up there, Grandpa. Four.
Go ahead, Serge.
You don't realize that we could see that shit. It didn't go nowhere.
Dinger. Let's go.
All right.
Hey, cheers, fellas. Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Y'all have a good one, man.
Peace.
Get it.